So you've inherited a property that you want to get sold. You have at least one, if not more, siblings involved, and you guys don't get along. You barely can talk. What are you going to do to get this house sold? I'd say you have 5 good options how to handle this and keep it as seamless and stress-free or low stress as possible. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Stick around. Okay, what are the 5 options? So you and your sibling, we're just going to keep it simple for this example. Let's just say you have one other sibling. You aren't on talking terms. You guys don't like each other. It's just been a pain. This is really the only part of the estate you have to handle together is getting the house sold. Well, how do you do it? So I'm going to say you have 5 good options how to handle this. One is the obvious. I'm kind of embarrassed to even say it, but figure out how to talk to each other. One of you has to be the bigger person. One of you has to just ignore the digs, ignore the triggers, ignore any kind of negativity, whatever you feel the other side is throwing at you, just ignore it and get the paperwork done and do what you're told to do in terms of what the attorney or the realtor needs. Kind of obvious, but let's just say, Annie, that's not going to happen. I'd say your second option, find a relative or good friend that you both trust. They can talk to each of you, hear what you both want, and then go to either the attorney or the realtor and hopefully guide everything that needs to be done, and it can be handled pretty smoothly. That option is probably similar to option 1, and you might be like, Annie, okay, that is just not going to work. We have drawn a line in the sand. My sibling has their friends and family members they talk to, and I've got mine. Move on. What's your next option? 3, not a fan of this option, but use the attorney. And unfortunately, I think that's what a lot of families end up doing, and attorneys are costly. I don't know many under $400 an hour, well, at least in my neck of the woods. And so that's going to eat into your inheritance of the house because the legal bills are just going to add up pretty darn fast. But it works. That's an option. So maybe it doesn't matter. Just use the attorney. Option number 4, find a realtor that specializes in inherited property sales, and guaranteed they are used to this kind of thing. I know I am. I think I've talked about in other videos. I've had as many as, 5 siblings, 3 versus 2. I'd walk into meetings with all of them. They could at least be in the same room, but oh my gosh, it was like daggers flying across the room. There would be an extra 20 people in the room between spouses and cousins and aunts and uncles, and it was super stressful, but it was so important to me that each sibling felt heard and I could control the situation when we met in person. And it actually worked out. It was fine. Again, they didn't want to talk, so it was really stressful for me, but I felt like it was a privilege to help facilitate for that family. So I'm good at that. I don't know, maybe I should have been a mediator in another job. I've been told that. But if you find a good realtor that can handle it, that's probably the easiest way. Number 5 option, I'm actually dealing with right now. And it's interesting, the siblings they can actually talk better than other situations I've been in, but it's a brother versus a sister. Sister lived in the house, cared for the mom for years while she was aging, and she feels slighted by the brother who looks at the sister like, oh, you just live for free, you didn't have to do anything. He's like, let's just sell the house, let's move on. And it's really hard for the sister. So I met with her. She and her son had been living in the house. The brother had been on his own for years. Again, a little anger there, a little trigger that the sister's been living for free. But the cost of caregiving is much more than he would realize, so I don't think he can appreciate what this sister did. But so I met with them, but the brother does have a really strong personality, and he said, nope, I've got a realtor already picked out, Annie. I appreciate your time, but we've already done this. Sorry, my sister wasted your time. It wasn't a waste of time to me. Every situation I learned something. So then I kept in touch with the sister. She needed to find a rental. I kind of helped with all. And when it got close to sign all the documents, she didn't feel good about it. She didn't trust the other realtor that her brother had chosen. I said, just use me as a resource. I'm here to help. Send me any documents. I'll look at them. I'll tell you, whatever. And she just kept saying, that's not okay, Annie. Like, you should be my realtor. I want you. So I said, well, that's another option. I came in The brother agreed to it. The sister had her own realtor. The brother had his male realtor. The male realtor actually is the one that had the hardest time with it, and I don't blame him. He was sort of blindsided by it. He didn't realize I'd been kind of involved for months, just like he had. And so again, I had to use my mediation skills, whatever. I had to diffuse his fear, his anxiety that I was going to come in and take over. I complimented him. Hey, I like the strategy you're using. We're on the same page. Let's make this as peaceful for our clients as possible. Guess what? We've been getting along great. I would love to be this guy's partner. I think we have worked really well together. It was a little challenging for him to accept that we would be splitting the commission. So instead of him getting all of the listing side commission, he's now splitting it with me. I'm not thrilled either because I'm good at what I do, and I think I've been sort of stepping up and doing a little bit more of the legwork just to diffuse any ego and issues with the other realtor. But nonetheless, we're doing what's right for the clients. So that's an option. Get your own realtor and your siblings get their own realtor. There is no extra cost involved. We as realtors will just split that commission, but you each have your own representation. I guess the biggest thing you need to look into is making sure the realtors can get along. You don't want realtors acting like siblings and having issues. So in this video, option number 4 and 5 are definitely my favorite options for you. Find a realtor that specializes in inherited property so they get it, they understand the family dynamics. It's a different animal. It is similar to dealing with divorced couples, but it's different because I feel like siblings turn into children the way they acted as siblings growing up. Divorce, situations, they can turn into children too, but it's a little bit different. So find an experienced realtor in this genre or find 2 realtors that can get along. I'm always here to be a resource. I love my inherited property sales, so reach out anytime. I have a great freebie down below about 7 steps to get your house ready for sale. It might help before getting your inherited property ready for sale. So until next time, have a great one.